Hello, it's only me. I wanted to do an update whilst I was having chemo, just to say that what my current thoughts are, and I know that obviously I updated you a couple of weeks ago about the prognosis, and just an update really on where my head's at, because a lot of people have been saying that they don't know how they would cope in this situation. And I think actually at the moment my biggest issue is transitioning from relying on the hospital to provide the answers and the care and the treatment plan, whereas now I need to take back the control being making the chemotherapy treatment and hospital visits secondary to the whole process, and that's quite a hard thing to do. Mentally, that's a very hard place to be, where you are cutting the apron strings or the umbilical cord or whatever it is you want to call it, and I'm now in charge of my own destiny. I'm here having chemotherapy by choice. The idea is obviously for it to keep me, sustain me in a healthy state as long as possible. And I'm finding it quite a difficult process to go through, to transition from dedicating a fixed period of time. So in the past, where I've done a year or 6 months, gone, right, I'm switching off my life, I'm doing treatment, and I will get back on with life afterwards. Whereas now I'm trying to allow the two to live together, but one being more important than the other. I'm pretty close to actually just Googling that to try and find out how on earth you transition to be in control of your own destiny, and how you try and sideline all of the hospital staff. And that's a really hard thing to do. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. It's important that I enjoy my time, and emotionally it's been a bit tricky trying to figure it out, and going from a committed patient to a committed person, and trying to make the most of it, and feeling the pressure of making the most of it, I guess. Does take me back to when my dad was sick, and he was alive for 3 weeks before, from the moment I got to him to when he passed away. And actually it was a very calm time in terms of not feeling the need to ask lots of big questions, but I think his death was obviously imminent, whereas mine is less known, and I think that is it's difficult to deal with the ambiguity in this situation, knowing, do I need to roll at things 100 miles an hour, or can I relax into this new normal? So just on the point of how to transition, it is like trying to switch off all of your fight or flight reflexes, which is obviously an animal response to all of these things. So how do you walk away from what you think is help, or how do you try and live in a world that threatens your existence? It doesn't make sense. It's like being in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and what feels like swimming away from the life raft. It's a very strange thing, and it is definitely a learning process. Anyway, today's musings. Bye.